Do you think Turki Alalshikh's the man to make that?
Yeah, I think that that's going to be a tremendous fight. I think he's saving boxing, so once Tank gets with him, and I think the fight...
Obviously, all the fans want to see you and Tank in a ring this year.
Tank Davis has never been one to hold back, and this time, his words have the boxing world buzzing. The drama unfolded after the prestigious Ring Magazine Awards held at the iconic Royal Naval College in London.
Like Tank say, 147, I knock Bud out.
Well, he just talking. You know, he got the confidence in himself that he believed that he can do that because he's been knocking all these fighters out.
The event was a star-studded affair with the biggest names in boxing in attendance: Alexander Usyk, Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson.
You know, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow.
Lennox Lewis. The list seemed endless. However, one name was conspicuously absent: Gervonta Tank Davis. When Tank realized he hadn't been invited, he didn't stay quiet. True to form, Davis took to Instagram, venting his frustrations and calling out those involved. Sharing the same image Matchroom Boxing had posted from the event, he unleashed a barrage of insults. "Why didn't they invite everybody?" he wrote. "But they invited people they deal with. F outta here. Stop deeding." Tank's tirade didn't stop there. He went on to single out promoter Eddie Hearn, calling him a little rat. Adding fuel to the fire, he challenged the industry, saying, "Look at the little rat, thinking he came up on something. Now tell them all to fight each other since they have a heavy roster." Davis's outburst has sparked intense debate.
I've been hearing some rumblings about Terence Crawford versus Tank Davis. And when I think about this fight, I am getting Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia vibes.
Among fans and insiders, with many wondering why one of boxing's biggest stars was left off the guest list and what it means for the sport's politics moving forward. Tank has a lot to say about Turki Alalshikh, the proprietor of Ring Magazine and The Man, in addition to Eddie Hearn. Davis attacked him, claiming that he had no knowledge of the sport and was responsible for several significant events in Saudi Arabia. Even though this guy isn't very skilled at boxing, they want to pretend like he is. If so, why is he not building the people where he is from? He replied furiously. For a while, they are resorting to this guy, all eaters for Dant, who has almost no boxing experience? This seemed personal and went beyond simply not getting invited to a nice function. In boxing, it was about who gets to be praised and who doesn't. He gave the impression that playing favorites was more important to him than actual skill. Even worse, he didn't hold back from criticizing the warriors who have been traveling to Saudi Arabia to participate in the Riyadh season competitions in Turkey. They must travel over there to earn money, and still do, haha. "I sell where I'm from, America," Tank wrote in his tirade. He made fun of fighters who go abroad to get their enormous paychecks, claiming that they only fight in front of small crowds because the checks are fat.
One thing I can say about Tank is he's smart. He can box.
Yes.
And he explosive. You know what I mean? But I'm saying skill-wise and in the mind, I don't think neither one of them.
They're going to get kicked in the ass while fighting in front of 19 people, but since they're wealthy, it's fine. Tank's comment struck many as bitter, but he stood firm, making it clear he wouldn't bow to anyone or chase money like others. Frustrated and angry, his words reflected his deep sense of disrespect at being excluded. The tension escalated when Terence Crawford entered the fray. Never one to shy away from drama, Crawford seized the moment to poke fun at Tank on Twitter. Crawford's tweet read, "I see somebody mad they weren't invited to the Ring Magazine Music Gala."
What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage? If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD.
Accompanied by laughing emojis, the post went viral almost instantly, sparking a heated reaction among fans of both camps. The tweet only added fuel to an already fiery situation, leaving many eagerly anticipating Tank's response. True to form, Davis didn't hold back. In a fiery clapback, he addressed Crawford directly, calling him nothing but a puppet. Tank continued, "Y'all are chasing after the money. You're one of the reasons I want to leave. This behind boxing has become boring. It's more about money now." The exchange electrified social media, with fans debating the merits of each fighter's words. What began as a pointed criticism from Tank quickly spiraled into a public feud, highlighting the growing tension in the boxing world over the sport's commercialization. Tank's response was rife with annoyance, not only at Crawford but also at the current status of the sport. He was frustrated with the state of boxing, and his remarks alluded to more serious problems he had been experiencing for some time. Tank feels that politics and money are taking the place of the sport he loves so much. Tank and Crawford's back and forth wasn't an unexpected development. Tension between these two has been building for years. The animosity between them has always felt personal, even though they have never engaged in combat. Tank has always had faith in his abilities. At one point, he even said outright that if they ever got into a fight, he would defeat Crawford. Crawford, on the other hand, has solidified his position at the top of the sport, building a legacy as one of boxing's greatest. The clash of egos between these two fighters has captivated fans, as they represent contrasting sides of the sport. Crawford is often seen as the consummate professional, focused on chasing greatness and taking on any challenger who comes his way. Davis, meanwhile, embodies swagger and fire, unafraid to speak his mind regardless of whom it might offend.
How far away are we from getting Bud Crawford and Tank Davis? And would weight be an issue there, or would that just be a matter of you waiting for him to be ready for you?
Yeah, no, Tank is at a lower weight class than me. He's at 135. I'm at 147. That's 2 weight classes apart.
So he would have to come up.
Yeah, because I wouldn't never.
You can't get that low.
So that's not gonna happen, because I saw people talking about it. You don't think?
This latest spat only intensified the dynamic between them, sparking even more debate among fans about whether these two will ever settle their differences in the ring. While they fight in different weight classes, the idea of a Davis-Crawford showdown feels like a dream matchup. In boxing, the unexpected often becomes reality, especially when bad blood fuels the fire. For now, the war of words shows no signs of slowing down. Both fighters are holding their ground, with neither willing to back down or let the other have the last word. Fans are left speculating about what comes next. More verbal jabs, a public confrontation, or perhaps, one day, a fight that could go down in history. Whatever the future holds, one thing is clear. The tension between Tank and Crawford is escalating, and the world is watching closely. Whether it ends in the ring or continues to play out online, their rivalry has already become one of boxing's most talked about stories. Not everyone sees Tank as off course. In fact, some boxing legends are praising him for refusing to entertain offers from Saudi Arabia. Among them is Tim Bradley, known for his outspoken opinions and past criticism of Gervonta Tank Davis. Over the years, Bradley has taken shots at Davis, questioning his fighting style, commitment to the sport, and even his resume. However, it seems his perspective has shifted.
What's your thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds? You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
he said it
on video. Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap.
Recently, Bradley has taken a more conciliatory tone, appearing to mend fences with Tank. He has even publicly praised Davis for standing firm against what many view as the overwhelming influence of Saudi money in boxing. Bradley's remarks highlight a growing respect for Tank's principles, with the former champion acknowledging the courage it takes to resist the lure of lucrative deals. For Tank, this newfound support from an unexpected source signals a potential turning point in how he's perceived by boxing's elite. Bradley's latest comments came in response to Tank's fiery outburst about Turki Alalshikh and the growing trend of boxers flocking to Riyadh for hefty paydays. Bradley, known for his no-nonsense approach, seemed to admire Tank's courage in addressing what many others avoided. He openly praised Davis, though with a candid twist. "That's why I respect Tank," Bradley said. "Hey Tank, you got a new fan, dog. You are a real one, dog. As of late, you've been showing me you are a real one. I like that." His words carried genuine admiration as he commended Tank for refusing to fall into the trap of chasing lucrative offers in Saudi Arabia at the expense of integrity. Bradley emphasized that Davis stood out as one of the few fighters unwilling to compromise his principles for a quick payday. The former champion noted that while others seemed eager to grovel for money, Tank took a stand, demonstrating values that resonated with Bradley.
It's on Gervonta Davis saying that he's gonna walk away from boxing after 2025.
Look, I don't blame him. I'll tell you that much. I don't blame him, man. But this sport ain't no joke.
If the fight not there.
I like what you're doing, man, Bradley continued. You're saying, I don't need Shakur because you don't want to go over there. He applauded Davis for not only rejecting the financial allure, but also for speaking out against it, a stance that few in the sport dared to take. Bradley's unexpected support for Tank highlighted a shift in their dynamic and added another layer to the ongoing debate about the influence of Saudi money in boxing, cementing Davis as a fighter willing to prioritize principles over profits.